What's going on, Tower of Everything, guys? This is your boy Dame here. Thanks for checking me out. Another video. Today we're going to be reviewing Tower of God spinoff, Urek Mazino, Chapter 4, The Cuckoos. Um, I just want to start off by asking you guys, I mean, when you're reading, works of art like a webtoon or a manga, like, do you like games? Like when they incorporate games in the source material? Um, Drop a comment in the comment section. I just want to kind of pick you guys' brains about that. I mean, I love it. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm a huge Tower of God fan is that they use games as a way to enhance the story. I mean, and of course, these games are high stake. All the games in Tower of God are life and death. Um, Only the strongest survive. That's the perils of climbing the tower. Um, you know, there's no real friends because at the end of the day, everyone's has their own goals that they want to achieve by completing the levels of the tower. So where we pick up in chapter 4, Urek and his new teammate, they're still playing the game Flip or Flop, and this game was simply you had to watch the goat. You had to watch the goat's movements, his hand movements, and you had to match it. So Flip or Flop is a game where it's just either your hands are palm down or palms up, or one palm down, one hand up. You know, it's pretty interesting, but it takes a lot of visual skill because you have to match whatever the goat whatever the goat hand displays, and that will ascertain who's the winner or the loser. So we have Urek trying to complete his team. He needs one more member. But he ends up getting challenged by a Jad princess. She comes up to Urek and she's like, "Hey, hey, I want to be on your team," and he declines. He said, "No, I don't want you on the team." But how the rules of the game goes, anybody who challenges you to the game, you have to participate. Anybody who doesn't participate gets fed to the goat at the bottom of the line. Um, so Urek was informed about the tower because Urek was born outside of the tower and he entered the tower to accomplish a specific goal. He doesn't know about the inner workings of the tower, nor does he know that the tower has a ruler. Um, Urek was informed by his teammate that the tower is ruled by King Jad, and he Urek simply wants to meet King Jad. He didn't know that um, that the tower had a ruler. And the young lady, the girl who's challenging him now, is a Jad princess. So she's directly related to King Jad, who Urek wants to meet. So during the course, she challenged them. So they were going to play Flip or Flop, and Urek wins. So so Urek has a choice. So this is how the game works: is if you win Flip or Flop, the person who challenges you, you can either accept them on your team or you can reject them on their team. If you reject them, they're eaten by the goat. That's just how it goes, as a way to get the numbers down. When they first started this game with Flip or Flop, there was over 200 contestants. So they had to trim that down. So that's why the remaining teams going to get into groups of 30, and there's going to be 10. There's going to be 10 teams. Um, Urek finds an interesting character. His name is Rue. For some reason, he thinks this Rue kid is interesting. It's not because of his strength. He claims that there's a salty smell a salty smell about them, and I can only assume that this means that perhaps because Urek, when we get introduced to Urek, he's like on a beach kind of areas because he was like born outside of the tower. So I can only assume that when he says that he smells a salty smell from this guy, that this kid Rue was also born outside of the tower, which would make him irregular to the tower. Um, so the Job Princess challenges Urek. He wins. He refuses to get her on his team, and she is eaten. The problem with that is a Jod princess just got eaten. This is a big news. This is be crazy. This is big news throughout the tower. If in fact this is what's to happen, a princess of Jod was eaten by Mr. Goat. His teammate informs him, "This is terrible. This is terrible, and this will ruin Urek's chance because Urek now he wants to meet King Jod so he can figure out how to get out of the tower and meet the person that he came into the tower to meet." But this is going to be ruined if King Jod finds out that, oh, you got one of my daughters eliminated from this game and she was eaten by a goat. I'm not going to help you, like clearly. But Urek, in a typical fashion, he's unaffected. He's unaffected by by this. He simply moves on. He wants to meet. He wants to get this other player. Rue declines Urek's offer to join his team because another contestant offered him an opportunity to be on her team. They have some type of prior relationship before the game started. So Rue selected her over him. And towards the end, so when we get to the end of the chapter, we have a twist. And this is why I love the games in Tower of God. We have a twist, whereas the contestants that were eaten by the goat, we get to the end of the game, and there's only 9 teams. So the moderator, the test examiner, says we have 9 teams left. This concludes the game. We have 9 teams left. There's supposed to be 10 teams. So there was a bit of confusion about like, well, where's the 10th team? There's only 9 teams. And we come to find out that the contestants that were eaten prior to the conclusion of the game are inside of the goat's stomach. He has some special ability. They're inside of the goat's stomach, and they are in a battle to the death. We find out that the last 3 survivors, the last 3 surviving people who are inside of the goat's stomach, fought to the death. And those last 3 survivors will be the last 10th and final team, which is crazy. I mean, like, to think that this goat has literally eaten well over 170 people. We'll subtract the 3 that gets to continue on to the next stage of the test because they survived. So there was at minimum 167 people inside of Mr. Goat, and they all had to fight to the death. And the princess of Jod, the one who was rejected by Urek, and ends up coming out on top inside Mr. Goat. She is now free. She gets released from Mr. Goat, and her 2 new teammates who both survived the battle royale inside Mr. Goat are now on the same team. And of course, because she was eaten by a goat, it was quite embarrassing for her to be a Jod princess. She wants revenge on Urek. That's where we end chapter 4. So if you like anything that I had to say, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment in the comment section. Also, hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop future videos. I'm going to be dropping another video. We're gonna keep rolling with the Urek until Tower of God main story comes back. We're gonna be rolling with Urek Mazino, the Urek Mazino spinoff. I am gonna circle back to get to reviewing Down to Earth as well. It's just like more of a lighter comedy type webtoon that I enjoy. So please hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.